Hello, students. Today we will read Chapter 6, The Making of Scientists, from your book Footprint Without Feet. It is written by Robert W. Peterson. In Part 1, we have read some pages of this chapter. Let's recapitulate before reading further. The story is all about a famous scientist, Richard H. Albright. We know that Robert Hooke discovered cells, but how these cells work, this theory was given by Richard H. Albright and he became world famous scientist. He was born in Reading, that's the name of a place in Pennsylvania. In KG class, he collected butterflies. Albright was born with bright mind. He has a driving curiosity about everything, especially when it comes to science. He was interested in insects. So when he was in KG class only, he started collecting butterflies. He had only two members in the house, he and his mother. His father died when he was in class 3. Mother was always a help. She took great care of the child. Whenever he required anything, the mother was always there to help him. She always encouraged him to learn new things, to explore the world of science. The mother would take him on trips, bought him telescope, microscope, cameras, mounting material, and other materials which was required for learning. The mother took care that if the child doesn't have any work, the mother would provide him any work related to learning. They always spent time together because Albright did not have any sibling. He did not have any brother and sister, neither he had many friends, so he could not play football or play baseball with the team of one. So that's why he was always busy in learning in new things at home. And mother always provided him new work. By the time he was in second class, he collected 25 species of butterflies nearby his area. Then something changed the point of view. It was a turning point of his life. It started with the book, The Travels of Monarch X. Monarch refers to the breed or the species of butterfly. This is the name of a book, and that book was gifted by his mother. When he read that book, it opened the new world for that child. Let's see how it started. So we are supposed to read on page number 33. We are going to read last para. When he collected 25 species, that probably would have been the end of my butterfly collecting, he said. His mother got him a children's book called The Travels of Monarch X. The book which told how monarch butterflies migrate to Central America. This book opened the world of science to the eager young collector. The eager young collector refers to Albright, Richard Albright. So when he read that book, there was something which he could relate to. It was all about a butterfly, that is Monarch X. That butterfly travels from one place to another, that is Central America. So what was asked in the book or in the end of the book, at the end of the book, readers were invited. The readers of the book were invited to help study butterfly migration. It was to check whether the butterfly migrates from one place to another or not. So what is to be done? They were asked to tag butterflies for research by Dr. Frederick A. Urquhart of the University of Toronto, Canada. Richard, mother wrote to Dr. Urquhart, and soon Albright started tagging adhesive. He started attaching adhesive tags to the wings of monarch butterfly. So what was to be done? The butterflies were to be tagged, and it would be clear once that butterfly would be tagged and it would move to another place and it would be found. The tag is to be sent to Dr. Urquhart. Tags were attached to the wings of monarchs. Anyone who found a tagged butterfly was asked to send the tag to Dr. Urquhart. If that tagged butterfly would be found to another place, suppose Ebride tagged the butterfly over here and someone else found that tagged butterfly over here, which shows that butterflies migrate from one place to another, it would be crystal clear. The butterfly collecting season round reading last 6 weeks in late summer. If you are going to chase them one by one, you won't catch them many. So it was very difficult task to tag the butterflies, because it is very difficult to catch the butterfly one by one. It would take a lot of time. It was time consuming. So what he did, so the next step for Ebride was to raise a flock of butterflies. So he decided that he would raise the butterflies, a group of butterflies in his own home. He would catch a female monarch, take her eggs and raise them in his basement mean that underground kind of storeroom. Okay, so he took some eggs of the butterflies and raised the butterflies in his own home, so that it would be very easy that the butterflies are locked in a room and he would be tagging them one by one and releasing them. He raised them in basement through their life cycle, from egg to caterpillar to pupa to adult butterfly. Then he would tag the butterfly's wings and let them go. Once that butterfly becomes adult, he would put a tag on its wing and it would be released. Then if it would be found on other place, the person was asked to send the tag to Dr. Urquhart. So if that tagged butterfly would be found in another place, especially Central America, which would be clear that yes, butterfly, especially monarch butterfly, migrate from one place to another. For several years, the basement was home to thousands of monarchs in different stages of development. It is not that it was a one-day task or two-day task or it lasted some weeks. Yes, it lasted for so many years. He raised butterflies in his basement for years and he observed the different stages of development of butterflies, such as egg to caterpillar, then to pupa and to adult butterfly. So you can see a table over here which shows that for 6 weeks he collected different type of butterfly and their number: one snout, and then one monarch, and then 3 white and sulfurs. If we look at brush-footed butterflies, those were 10. If wood nymphs and sitters, that are 3. This way, there are different species he collected during those 6 weeks. But then he started raising the butterflies in his own basement. Eventually, I began to lose interest. Obviously, that was very tedious task, and there was not much feedback. People were not taking interest and the tags were not sent to Dr. Urquhart. Unfortunately, in all the times I did it, he laughed, only 2 butterflies I had tagged were recaptured. जितनी भी butterflies उसने collect की थी, उसमें से सिर्फ 2 butterflies capture हुई and their tags were sent to Dr. Urquhart. And the thing was that those butterflies were found only 75 miles away, which was not Central America. So he found the work quite unfruitful, but he did it. He learned so many things from that work. So what we learned at the end of he read one book, that is Travel of Monarch X, and then in that book readers were asked to tag butterflies for the research done by Dr. A. Urquhart. He works for the University of Toronto, Canada. Then, for several years, he observed the different stages of development of butterflies and he tagged them in his own basement and released them. It was very difficult task to catch the butterflies one by one. So, what he did, he collected, he catched, he caught one female monarch, took her eggs, raised them in the basement through the cycle, egg to caterpillar to pupa and to adult butterfly. Then something else happened. In the 7th grade, when he was in 7th class, he took a hint of what real science is. He got to know what is real science. He entered a county science fair. He took part in one competition, that was county science fair, where the children presented their projects, etc. He lost that competition. It was really a sad feeling to sit there and not getting anything while other children were getting rewards. They won something. एब्राइट डिड नॉट लूज हार्ट. अब जनरली क्या करते हैं बच्चे, वो सोचते हैं कि अब हम नेक्स्ट टाइम पार्ट ही नहीं लेंगे बिकॉज आई लॉस्ट इट. बट नो, एब्राइट वॉज नॉट सच काइंड ऑफ स्टूडेंट. ही ऑब्जर्व्ड that why he lost that competition and why others won. His entry was slides of frog tissue. What he presented the observation of frog tissues under a microscope that can be done by anybody. तो उसने क्या प्रेजेंट किया था जो बाकी लोग ऑलरेडी कर चुके थे. इट वॉज नॉट समथिंग न्यू. दैट्स वाई ही लोस्ट. बट वेन ही ऑब्जर्व दैट winners had tried to do real experiment, not simply make a neat display. So one thing was clear to him, that if he wanted to win something, he had to do something real. It is not the presentation of the same assignment or the project or the models which are already done by someone else. So he had to do something of his own. So that thing he learned, and then he took part in the competition in the next year, and then he won. So that was a turning point in his life, and he learned that what real science is. I hope it is clear up to here. So tomorrow we'll read from page 35. Okay, you are supposed to read it thoroughly.